Welcome back to NCC News at 4 o'clock. I'm Kelly Murphy with your sports update. The Syracuse women's lacrosse team finished up regular season play last night with a win against Cornell. Prior to the game, the team's seniors were celebrated, and Coach Gary Gates says the team would not have had as much success this year without those seniors.
14-3 record with the schedule we have is pretty good, and a lot of that goes, you got to give the credit to the seniors for their leadership.
An ode to the graduating class was the theme at the Carrier Dome yesterday for Women's Lacrosse Senior Night. The Orange beat Cornell in their final regular season game 16-13, and academic senior Morgan Alexander scored 3 goals of her own. Coach Gary Gate was pleased with the win, but says the offense needs to work on finishing at the goal.
I was happy with the 37 shots, which was a lot. And you know, that could have been 25 goals if we shot better from the beginning. So,
Coach Gate said that nervousness after last weekend's 11-5 loss to UNC played a factor in the beginning of the game, but the girls were able to break the halftime tie and beat Cornell by 3. Players Emily Harrischuk and Morgan Alexander say that last night's win should be an eye-opener for one ACC team in particular.
I think it's a huge confidence booster. I think definitely coming off of the weekend that we had, we needed it going into ACCs, so, you know, we're going to run with it.
Yeah, definitely just a show after UNC that we still got it, so that was good.
And the women begin ACC tournament play next Wednesday. However, their seed and opponent ride on the outcome of the Duke-UNC game this Friday. If the Tar Heels lose, she will be a number 2 seed, and if they win, it will create a 3-way tie between Syracuse, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. Because of goal differential, the Orange would be the number 4 seed, which puts them in a play-in game. Sports, the women's tennis team begins their ACC tournament run tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. They'll be the number 9 seed against the number 8 seeded Georgia Tech. Last time the Orange played the Yellow Jackets was back in February, where they lost 4-3. The winner will take on the North Carolina Tar Heels, who are looking to win their 4th consecutive ACC championship. Stay tuned for NCC Sports at 4:45 to find out what the New York Islanders did for the first time in nearly 40 years and how the Syracuse Mets offense will not be the only one scoring this week at the stadium. I'm Kelly Murphy. Justin, Taylor, back to you.
Send it over to our sports reporter, Kelly Murphy. But first, I'm going to have you guys watch me hit this drive.
Thank you, Luke. Great form still to come. It's a big week for Syracuse University sports. I have everything lacrosse, tennis, and pro playoffs in the Big Apple. All that and more on the other side of the break. Welcome back to NCC News at 4:45. I'm Kelly Murphy with your full sports report. The Syracuse women's lacrosse team closed out their regular season last night with a 16-13 victory against Cornell. The win came after their 11-5 loss to North Carolina over the weekend, which also happened to be their lowest scoring game of the season. Players Emily Harrischuk and Morgan Alexander say that the win not only helps them mentally, but it also shows the ACC that they're ready for the tournament next week.
It's a huge confidence booster. I think definitely coming off of the weekend that we had, we needed it going into ACCs, so, you know, we're going to run with it.
Yeah, definitely just a show after UNC that we still got it, so that was good.
And moving off the court and onto the ice, the Syracuse Crunch begin their chase for the Calder Cup on Friday. They'll be at home facing the Cleveland Monsters in a best-of-5 series. The Crunch are coming off a 4-3 loss to Utica, which happened over the weekend. The matchup is set to start at 7 p.m. And keeping with the hockey playoffs, the New York Islanders swept the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night. This is the first Islanders sweep since 1983, and some of you may remember that sweep came in the Stanley Cup final. The Isles will play the winner of the Capitals Hurricane series, which currently stands at 2-1 Washington. That series will continue tomorrow night. And just because the Syracuse Mets lost their game to the Rochester Red Wings earlier today 5-4, that does not mean that the fans have to lose too. The team will return home this Friday, which will begin a week full of promotions at the stadium. There's a new discount, promotion, or deal every day from Friday till Thursday. Details for each day can be accessed online on the team's website. And speaking of the Mets, a fan at the New York Mets game could not be caught by security after running onto the field. He made one security guard trip, which gave him plenty of time to do a dance from the video game Fortnite and continue to run around the field for some time. And that'll do it for NCC Sports. I'm Kelly Murphy, and now we go to our own Erica and Anjani for some entertainment news.